Hello, welcome back to Sarah's Rhythm. I am going to be reviewing SZA's new album, SOS. So at first, I liked the album, but everything wasn't connecting at first. But as I sat with it and sort of let it grow on me, I like it even more. But I am really looking forward to talking about it with you guys today. So let's get to it. The first song is SOS. I really like the use of the sample. She sampled the Gabriel Hardin's Delegations Until I Found the Lord, My Soul Can't Rest. Also samples Beyonce's Listen, on the part where she says, I tried to say what's on my mind. And I see where both of the songs connect because she's ready to get out of a bad situation. She had just had it with him. And she's ready for something new. And of course, in Listen, Beyonce discusses how she's ready to do things on her own and to make her own decisions, to do what's on her mind and not what someone else has for her. And this is a cute little intro. And it starts with like the SOS sound, that dun, 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 dun. This one is cute. The first one is cute. I like SZA's vocals on the record. She's not the best vocalist, but I like her vocal performance on this one. It's one of the best vocal performances on the album. Next song is Kill Bill. So with this song, she expresses her jealousy and her desire to kill her ex. Like, she knows that this is not the best decision, but she lets her bitterness take over. And it's sort of a toxic song, but it's one of the most popular on the record, which personally, I don't understand that, because I just think that idea of killing an ex, that's just so toxic. But I guess it's just a song. So, I'm willing to get over that. I feel that the song could have benefited from better production. It's kind of boring, but the lyrical content is connecting with people. So I see where people love it. But I've noticed that the production sort of has a nursery rhyme vibe to it. It's sort of like an anthem. Da, 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 da. And when you think of every catchy song in the last 20 years, it's had a catchy vibe to it. It had, a repetitive chorus or something that was memorable. But this is what Kill Bill is giving. It's giving like a crazy girl anthem. This is the crazy girl anthem. But with Kill Bill, the lyrics and the storyline are really well done. And, I like it. I think it's a cute moment. It's not my favorite song, but the next song is my favorite song. Seek and Destroy is the best song on SOS. I really love how the production has a horror film theme to it. And it sort of matches the theme of the song, where she has had it with this guy. She is fed up and she is ready to seek and destroy. It's very theatrical, like a movie. The little doom, 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 doom. That's a horror film. And I love how it has a little beat to it. So when the beat drops, you could sort of vibe to it. It's something that you could either sit down and vibe to or you can dance to. But it's horror film with a dance beat. But I love it. I love how how she put this one together. And I've done a YouTube short on it, so check that one out. But this is the best song on the album. Now the next song, Low, is a bop. This, it reminds me of that one song from Drake's Certified Lover Boy called Fair Trade. Now, I know a lot of people did not like that album, but I did. But I guess I'm in the minority. But the song Fair Trade, Low is sort of similar to that. Very hip hoppy, and it has, you know, a dancey vibe to it. So, you know, you can get in your car and you can turn up the volume and then you can just rock to it. That's the type of song that Low is. I don't know if Travis Scott is doing ad libs on it, but it has Travis Scott style ad libs at the end. So it all makes sense because Travis Scott was featured on Fair Trade. I don't know if she was inspired by Fair Trade, but it it sounds a lot like it. But that's Low. Language is beautiful. The song, she wants him to show his love language and what the best way is to love him. And the production has like a late 90s and early 2000s soul vibe to it. And of course, I love a lot of 90s music. I really enjoyed listening to this one. And let's discuss the movement at the end where the music transitions like an orchestra vibe to it. It sounds like a movie score. I feel that this album should have been a visual album because it tells a story. It tells a story of heartbreak. And it would be really nice to see how it would all come together in a movie. And I think that was her intention with this. She was trying to make it theatrical. It reminds me of the old 1950s movies, like the crime movies or the mystery movies. And it would have that smooth, the smooth score to it, the orchestra score. On Blind, she speaks about being blind to the right options that are in front of her. She keeps making the wrong mistakes. She's really good with articulating the emotions on this song because at the beginning we hear of, you know, like a beach sound or a seashore type of sound. It gives me like the vision of her sitting on the beach and reminiscing about the experiences that she's had. And that's the visual that comes in my mind. And like I said, this needs to be a visual album. I hope she considers that. On the song Used, she is saying that she is used to being used like this. And as sad as this song sounds, the production is lively, so it doesn't match, but it doesn't match in a good way. You know, you can bounce to it. I'm used to being used like this. And you can drive through the streets and have the radio turned up and blast this one. This is the song that you blast in the car. The picture that I have in my mind is riding down the street in the summer with the top down and then the music up and it's blasting. I am used to being used like this. Boom, boom, boom. On snooze, she doesn't want to sleep on a good thing. She sees a good opportunity and she does not want to miss out on it. She wants to be a part of it. She wants to pursue the relationship. I heard that it samples Beyonce's Me, Myself, and I, which is weird because she talks about taking an opportunity, where that song is about getting out of a toxic relationship where he has done wrong, where he has cheated, and she has just had it and she's ready to get out. But it's funny, if it does sample Me, Myself, and I, it's funny that she chose that to sample. But if she did, that's too Beyonce. And I'm glad because Beyonce is my favorite artist. But I love the 2000s R&B vibe. There's a lot of nostalgia on this album. And of course, that makes it really on trend with what's going on right now. Nostalgia is taking over. So the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 2000s, anything from the past, people are sampling and using for their production. He has a lot of 90s and early 2000s funk elements. There was like a period of it where R&B had a lot of funk in it, like the late 90s and early 2000s. There was a lot of funk elements in music, in R&B music. And Notice Me sort of takes me back to that era. Maybe not really the A. Marie era, but maybe like the neo soul era where they had a lot of funky elements in the music. But that's all. I Notice Me. But I like it. The choir at the end of Gone Girl is so beautiful. I like that sort of gospel choir vibe that it has to it. It reminds me of older like pop and R&B songs that had a message to them, and they would slap a choir at the end of it. But they did that back then whenever they wanted to convey a message. Like, for example, We Are the World, or the benefit songs, or Brandy's One Voice, or Michael Jackson's Will You Be There. You know, it's that type of song. That's what this reminds me of. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful how they have movie score type production blend with it. It's beautiful. Smoking on My X-Pack. I think it's dreamy. I think she was very creative with the lyrics when she was discussing having that high from an ex again. Because obviously it's not working currently. So she's just going to go back. But this is dreamy. This is airy. And they're high. They feel dreamy. They feel dreamy. They feel on top of the world. And the vibe of the production sort of matches that. But see, like I said, she was really good with articulating the emotions with the production. The producers did a really good job with this album. And same with Ghost in the Machine. The computer horror film vibe, it reminds me a little bit of Seek and Destroy, where it matches the theme of the song. She feels like she's lacking a soul and she needs a distraction. But the computer vibe of the production matches her feelings of being a machine. And when you're a machine, you're not human. You don't have a soul. It's a really nice addition to the record. 2F is just that punk pop that's very popular right now. It's being popularized by Olivia Rodrigo and Billie Eilish. It's the punk rock sound that's sort of coming back into the mainstream. I was sort of surprised to hear that on this record because this is an R&B record, and then out of the blue, it's a punk rock song. I didn't think that she that she would want to do something like this and just surprise us with it, but it was a surprise. I felt the same way that you felt when you heard it. You know, it's just, this is different, but it was cute. I vibed to it. I rocked to it. Nobody Gets Me. Nobody Gets Me reminds me of the movie Grease, when Sandy was walking down the street and she was saying, I'm hopelessly devoted to you. That's Nobody Gets Me. That's the vibe that Nobody Gets Me gives. I would vision SZA walking down the street and singing, Nobody gets me, you do. With the little pink flowy dress. Like, if there was a visual to it, it would be a nice tribute to do the Olivia Newton-John. Have her do a hopelessly devoted type of thing to it. But that's what Nobody Gets Me gave me. Conceited sounds like the cute R&B and pop songs from the 2000s, where the girl is sitting in her room and she's talking about the guy that she likes, and she's looking at his pictures, and the production reminds me of that. The arrangement reminds me of it. But this was a cute little nostalgic song. She's conceited. She feels like she doesn't need anyone else. Something about this song sounds very, you know, cute and bubblegummy. Like teen bubblegum pop. And on this album, she has a lot of songs that are very similar production-wise. It's a longer album. Well, today it's a longer album. Back in my day, 20 songs is not long. That was the standard of how many songs an artist was going to put on an album. So this is nothing to me, having 20 songs. But I know the little teenagers and Gen Zs, you guys feel that that's long. But it's not, it's not that long to me. It's long in current day standards. But Special is another song that gives a vibe of reminiscing on the beach. You're sitting on the beach and you're thinking about your experiences, or you're thinking about your life and its direction. Far, they give 2000s throwback vibes. Too Late reminds me of those early Kelly Rowland songs, especially that one that she had with Nelly. And the reason that Too Late reminds me of early Kelly Rowland music, because it has that airy vibe with the keyboards. Go back and listen to her song with Nelly, Dilemma. It gives that same airy vibe, and that type of sound was popular in the 2000s. That Shirt is the TikTok record. It took off on TikTok. But what would have made this song better was the addition of Doja Cat, because she initially said that Doja Cat was going to be featured on the record. And Doja Cat was nowhere to be found when this album came out. And I know that SZA explained that Doja Cat was having her surgery, so she wasn't able to to make it on this record, but at least she can do a remix. She should do a remix to it and go ahead and put Doja Cat on the record, because Doja Cat, she would have tore this up, especially with her rap skills. And even if she would have sang on it, you know, it would have been a better song. When Doja Cat is on something, it turns it to gold. It turns it to gold. So the addition with Doja Cat is what's missing on this record. It's not a bad record, but it's not great. You know, that's just my opinion on Shirt. On Open Arms, Travis Scott, the addition of Travis Scott on this record, it just does not fit. I just think that he doesn't fit on this type of record. You know, the vibe of it is too slow. From what I have heard from Travis Scott, he fits better on records that are faster and that are, you know, a little bit more aggressive, like Low. He should have been featured on Low. That's the thing that I see Travis Scott on. I Hate You is one of the best songs on this album. At first, I wasn't feeling this song too well, but then when the album came out, it grew on me. But I love the beat. If you wonder if I hate you, I do. It's catchy. The lyrics are catchy. You know, she just has no filter on this. And she wants to let him know that she's fed up with him. And if you're wondering if I hate you, I do. And I don't feel bad about it. I think we've all had moments, moments like that where, you know, we were just so angry at someone or felt so bad about a situation. And, you know, you just think, I don't care if you know that I dislike you. I don't care if you know. Because what you did, you're not deserving of redemption. You're not. But I like it. I can see why Good Days was included on this record. I like the guitar arpeggios on the record, and her vocal performance is really smooth and soothing. And the music video is really cute. Check out the music video. She's sort of doing a pole dance thing on the music video. But, you know, this is a really nice addition to the record. She could have left it off. It's a single that's sort of been here for some time, but but you know, her including it, it's not unsupported. It's not unsupported. I support it. One side of me thinks, you know, maybe she should have kept it off, but you know, the other side, you know, listens to it and think, well, but it's a great addition. Forgiveness, she's saying that she might forgive, but she's not going to forget. She's not going to forget, and I don't blame her. She doesn't care about consequences. She wants her lick back. And I know that phrase is big on TikTok right now, but she wants her lick back. I love Old Dirty Bastard on this record. Old Dirty Bastard from the Wu-Tang Clan. I'm the original G.O.D. Making young ladies scream is my specialty. When I go down, 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 girls get hot. His verse is hot. It was taken from his record, The Stomp. His record from the 90s. But I love how that is sort of weaved in with the 90s throwback production. It makes it seem like it's an old school hip hop record. And it also samples York, A Hidden Place. It samples that record as well. This song is one of my favorites on the record. And I love the piano on it. Boom, 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 doom, 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 doom. This is another record that you blast in your car. It has a lot of blast in your car records. But SZA, this is a great album. But my final thoughts on the record, I love it. I really like this record. I think it's an early contender for Album of the Year. But we're still in the beginning of 2023, so we haven't heard everything. Of course, we still have Chloe's record in pieces, and I'm excited to hear that. Very theatrical. This makes me feel like I am watching a play or watching a movie, because it takes you on a journey. It tells a story, and I love that. You know, very rich orchestra score or movie score vibes. That's what it gives throughout the whole record. This was a really nice comeback for SZA, because it's been a minute. It's been a while since we've last heard from SZA. Well, maybe I shouldn't officially say that it's better than Control, but it's just as good as Control. I'll say that. But thank you for tuning in today to Sarah's Rhythm. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe so you can know when I post my videos. Have a great day, and happy St. Patrick's Day.